It blew my mind when I found out that God made Satan. He made him Lucifer as an angel, and he put every precious stone in his body, every precious jewel in his body. He even had pipes built into his body to where when he would move his body, music would come out. He was made beautiful. But one day he thought he could be like God, so God kicked him out of heaven. And then God created the earth. He created the trees, the sky, the clouds, everything that we see. And then at the centerpiece of all of that, he makes us. But he doesn't make us like how he made the angel. He doesn't get beautiful, precious things to make us. The Bible says he gets dirt and he forms the dirt. He forms the mud, and then he breathes himself into that dirt. And we become God's most beautiful creation. You see, Satan hates you because you represent what God can do with a dirty situation. So I don't care how messy you think your life is. All God has to do is add himself and it'll be.
Hello everyone, this is DL Capital FX. This is a live market, USDCAD. This is a market breakdown. This is not a pair to be triggered in yet, but it is a market breakdown. I just want to share this pair with you. This is a lively pair. I'll be sharing two pairs with you, which is USDCAD and EURJPY. Just these two pairs. These pairs are the pairs that are high probability setups for me, so I'll be sharing these two pairs. I don't remember very well if I shared this pair before, that the market, it need to come to grab the liquidity above this high, the liquidity above this high right here, before it can push all the way to the downside. I don't remember very well that I shared this pair, but let's get to it. This is a simple market breakdown. Let me get something first here. Let me get the brush. Let's get to this pair. USDCAD is a pair that has a high probability chance of going all the way to the downside because it is grabbing the liquidity to the upside. The liquidity to the upside, which is resting above this high, it has been cleared right here. That is why I'm hoping that USDCAD, it returned to our level of supply where it grabbed the liquidity, before it can go all the way to the downside. Remember what I said, that supply, it is the last buy before the sell. So this buy right here, it was opened to grab liquidity above this high so that they can open their initial sales, and then this supply, it is valid because it has that fair value gap that we are always looking for and the liquidity resting below it. So the market has high chance of going to this supply to fill this fair value gap, and then to mitigate the supply, give us a change of character so that we can sell on a newly formed supply. We are not going to enter aggressively on the supply right here. We are not going to enter aggressively on the supply because this supply, let me see how many pips it is. It is a very big supply. Let me see. You see, this is not something that we normally do. We will enter aggressively on a level that is at least maximum of 30 pips. So this one, as you can see, it is very big, and we want to make sure that we have a high risk to reward ratio. So what is going to happen here, what I'm hoping that happens is that I'm hoping that the market will push to this level to induce more liquidity above this high, or it can come here to create liquidity in terms of equal highs so that people can sell early, so that it can take them out and tap into this level of supply and show a movement to the downside, to come tap into this level of demand and continue pushing all the way to the upside. What I'm saying here, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm anticipating. We are all traders. We are anticipating the future. So I'm anticipating that in the future, what is going to happen is that the market is going to tap into this level before pushing to the level of demand and continue with its overall trend to the upside and violate supply. Currently, it is respecting supply, but in the future, I'm expecting that it violates supply because the movement is to the upside. The impulsive movement is to the upside. The corrective movement is to the downside. So what is happening currently is that the market is pushed to the upside impulsively, so to break the structure above the high, leaving behind the fair value gap below the area of demand. Right here, it did the same thing. What it did is that it pushed to the downside to break the structure below this low, leaving behind an area of fair value gap below an area of supply. You see, so what it is doing to the upside is also doing to the downside. So what it is doing on the higher time frame, it is also doing on the lower time frames. So what we are expecting next that it happen is that we're expecting the market to come fill this fair value gap to fill the fair value gap on the supply before coming fill the fair value gap on the demand and continue pushing with its overall trend. As you can see, this thing that is happening here, it is simply manipulation. Obviously, I said this, that if you can't read what is happening on the market, know that it is manipulation, it is playing with your mind. So what is happening here is that a lot of people are jumping in the market early so that they can be manipulated. Everything is happening on purpose on this market. So what can also happen is that the market can create an area of double top so people can sell early, or it can create an area of trend line so that people can sell early. It can create a Fibonacci level so people can sell early. It can create support or resistance, anything, something that is going to happen here. It is going to be manipulation. It is going to be inviting as much people as it wants so that people can buy and sell. It can create a distribution right here so people can be manipulated before the real move come in. That is why also what happened here, I'm saying this supply, because the supply, it was created to grab the liquidity above this high. People who were selling early on this level of trend line, they were grabbed before they moved to the downside. So currently I'm expecting that what happened here, a similar thing also happened here. People should be violated. Obviously, we should be violated. That is why there are so many strategies. The strategies are created so that we can be manipulated. All the strategies are manipulation. There is no such thing that SMC is a bank strategy. It's not a bank strategy. I said it before that SMC, it is people who are trading SMC, they understand where there is most liquidity, and that is where the market has high chance of going. That is why they say it's the bank strategy, because they are mostly trading towards liquidity. They understand liquidity better. That is why people can say SMC is the bank strategy. I don't believe that thing. It's just me not believing it. I'm not saying, also, I don't want to change someone's perspective. I'm saying, according to me, these strategies, that the way I have learned them, they are all working. It's not that SMC is the only strategy that is working. SMC, even, let me tell you something about SMC. SMC traders, they have a low win rate. They have a low win rate. So how come they have a low win rate while they're trading with the banks? You see that they're also manipulated. It's no bank strategy. It's no bank strategy. These strategies are also manipulation. That is why we have to observe and be at least smart about this. So what is going to happen here, what I'm expecting that it happen, is that the market tap into this level of supply before coming to this level of demand. Because this is simple impulse, this is a correction. I want to see the market correcting to our level of demand before it can push all the way to the upside. So what is also happening here, this is simple manipulation. The market is pushed to the downside to break structure to the downside. It is returning to our level of supply correctively, so creating even more manipulation to the downside. It is taking out the liquidity to the upside. It is inducing people to the upside. I mean, so it will need to come induce people to the downside. That is what it is doing. That is what it is doing. USDCAD, it was not that complicated. I saw this pair and I was like, okay, let me share this pair. As I did not even do the market breakdown because I'm not at my original setup. I'm away for a while, I mean. So when I return to my original setup, I'll be more productive. For now, I'm still working on some other things. While I'm done with some other things, I will return to my original setup and I'll be trading fully. For now, I'm kinda disturbed, but I can't really say I'm disturbed. I'm kinda working on some of other things, because trading is not the only thing that we do. We also do some other things. There are other things that we also have to take care of. So that is why I'm no longer that productive. So, but once I return to my original setup, everything will be fine. So from USDCAD, simply we want to sell so that we can buy. What can also happen is that because of this area of supply, it is also liquidity. I'm not saying it is going to turn here. I'm saying I'm anticipating that it turn. So what the market can do is that it can also induce this level induce the sell before pushing all the way to the downside. Anything is possible. That is why I'm saying that we have to observe what is happening. Let's look at price action. This is a simple impulse. This is a correction to the level of demand before another impulse, and this is also a simple impulse. This is a correction to the level of supply before another impulse. On the forward time frame, you can also see what the market is doing right here is that it created let me see something here. From the forward time frame, let's go back to the forward time frame. From the forward time frame, it was also not that complicated. What it did is that, do you see that the price action is talking to us right now, is that it impulsed to the downside. It is correcting to our level of supply. It is correcting to our level of supply, creating even more liquidity to the downside. Liquidity right here in terms of equal lows, liquidity right here in terms of equal lows. Do you see that the market, it is creating liquidity to the downside? The liquidity to the upside in terms of equal highs here, people who were selling early, their stop losses were right here. The market, it returned to take out their stop losses. So the market, after inducing the liquidity, there is no need for it to mitigate an area of supply or demand. So it has induced the buy side liquidity right here. So what it can do is that it can turn right here and continue pushing all the way to the downside. But the way it approached this level of newly formed supply here, it is telling me that it is going to create even more manipulation right here before taking out the buy side liquidity and then take out the sell side liquidity and return to a newly formed supply and continue pushing all the way to the downside. I hope you guys understand what I did right here. It is not complicated. And everything that I did here, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying I'm anticipating, I'm hoping that it happen. I can't say it is a probability. It's not a probability. It is the manipulation that is going to happen. And everything that is going to happen is manipulation. The market is also creating trend line right here. Do you see? People are buying, their stop losses are here. People who bought right here, their stop losses are here. People who are buying right here on the newly formed demand, their stop losses are here. So their stop losses to the downside, there is more stop losses to the downside. Currently, it is clearing the stop losses to the upside. It will need to come clear the stop losses to the downside. It will need to come clear the stop losses to the downside. Let's move on to a new pair, to another pair, which is EURJPY. EURJPY is a pair that is very interesting. The market, will be observing. I want to sell this market, but something is telling me that I should wait. I should wait longer than I normally do. Because this market, for as much as it has created an area of equal lows right here, you see, it has created an area of equal lows, and then it did not tap into the level of supply, of demand, I mean. But what it did is that it has grabbed the liquidity below this low. I don't know if you guys see this. It grabbed the liquidity below this low and created the liquidity in terms of equal lows. So do you see that it is confusing a bit? And then it has returned to the level of discount. So the market, it came to the level of discount, and then it created the liquidity to the downside. You see, it came to the level of discount on the 0.705, the extreme discount, and then it created an area of liquidity. So what it can do is that it can come to a newly formed demand and continue pushing to the upside. After respecting this level of supply, it can come respect the level of demand, not induce the liquidity, and continue pushing all the way to the upside. Such kind of behaviors, they always happen on the market, because they are happening to confuse us. People like me who observe a lot will not be looking to buy when the market returns to a newly formed area of demand, because of this area of equal lows, whereas the market is going to turn when it gets to the area of demand. So it is very confusing. The market, it has cleared the liquidity to the downside and created the liquidity to the downside. So it is confusing. The market, it cleared the liquidity below this low right here. It cleared the liquidity in terms of, by this week I mean, but it created the liquidity in terms of equal lows. So, and also it came to the level of discount. So the sell that we're going to take here, it might not play out. We might be liquidated simply because the market, it grabbed the sell side liquidity and then it came to the level of discount. So that is why the sell right here, it is risky to take the sell, but it is also high probable. Let me show you something. When we go to the lower time frames, you will understand what I mean when I say it is risky, it is high probable. It is risky, it is high probable. I'm not saying it's a game of probability. It is risky, but it is high probable. So from the daily time frame, we can simply see this market, market nature. Let's start by market nature. This simple impulse, this is a correction, and then we're expecting another impulse. People who are trading patterns, they will tell you that this is an impulse, this is a flagpole that the market is creating. It's creating a flagpole, and then as it is creating a bullish flagpole, it is creating the liquidity to the upside. It is clearing the liquidity to the downside. It will need to go clear the liquidity to the upside. The liquidity to the downside below this internal low, it has been cleared, and then the market it created even more liquidity to the downside in terms of equal lows. That is why this one is confusing. But if the market get to this level and fail this level of supply, I'll be looking to buy on a uniform level of demand, and I will also be observing on how the market return to the level of demand. If it returns to the level of demand impulsively, so indicating that it want to violate the stop losses resting to the downside, or also you want to violate the stop losses resting below the area of equal lows, I won't take the trade, obviously. So from the daily time frame, you can also see that it created the level of trend line right here, liquidity to the upside. It created an area of supply, liquidity to the upside. There is also another area of supply, liquidity to the upside. So also from the lower time frame, the market is respecting supply. It is in a supply chain. From the forward time frame, let's see. From the forward time frame, you can see the market it came to respect this level of supply. Look, the market it came to respect this level of supply after breaking the structure below the low, and then it broke structure below this low also, and then it returned to the level of supply, creating even more manipulation. You can remember USDCAD. USDCAD is doing something like this. This pair I shared it even last week that is going to turn right and go to the downside. This is exactly what happened. So USDCAD, we are now on EURJPY, but USDCAD it has this price action. USDCAD it has this price action. So that is why I'm saying USDCAD has high chance of going to the downside. Look at this price action. This is exactly what USDCAD is doing, but now we are looking at it from the EURJPY. So what is happening is that the market is respected this level. As it was respecting areas of supply, it was creating liquidity to the upside, respecting areas of supply to invite people to sell so that they can violate them later. You see, the market respected this level, created trend line, inviting people to sell so that later they can be violated. Currently, how the market is returning to a newly formed area of supply, it is telling me that it is also going to respect the supply and tap into this level of demand, continue pushing all the way to the upside. But if the market disrespect this area of supply, I will take this as a shift in the market direction, and then I will be looking to enter on a newly formed area of demand and take it all the way to the upside. Or it can disrespect this level of supply to grab liquidity so that it can confuse someone like me and continue pushing all the way to the downside, and then continue pushing to tap into this level of demand and push all the way to the upside. Anything is possible. So let's go to the 1 hour time frame, show you the market is respecting areas of supply. From the 1 hour time frame was also not that complicated. We have fundamentals this week. We have fundamentals which can violate all these setups that we are doing. We have the interest rate on, is it CAD or AUD? I'll check. We have so many fundamentals this week. Let me see something. We have the interest rate on AUD, and then we had the interest rate on AUD. We're going to be having another interest rate on CAD. So anything is possible. Not just because we have interest rate on CAD doesn't mean there's never going to be volatility on EURJPY. These things are very, very, very manipulative. I know it may not make sense to someone, it's fine. So the market, it has grabbed the liquidity above this trend line, right? It created this trend line on people, it grabbed the liquidity. So this level of supply, it is valid because it grabbed the liquidity, it respected this level of supply, it broke structure below this low, and then it has that liquidity that is resting above it, below it and then it has the fair value gap. The market is returning to it, creating distribution. Do you see what it is doing right here? Can you read this? You can't read this. This is manipulation. So what the market can do is that it can tap into this level, give us a change of character, and that push that I'm always talking about, that it indicates the banks that are entering the market and leave behind a newly formed area of supply. And then I will be observing on how it returns to an area of supply so that I can take the market all the way to the downside. This is how I want to be trading this market. This is how I want to be trading this market. This is EURJPY. It is not that complicated, as you can see. It is a bit complicated, but not that complicated. Let's observe on how the market returns to our areas of supply and demand, and then let's have a productive week. It is Tuesday today. Let's have a productive week, and let's be very careful on these fundamentals. They're going to be violating this market, especially now during this month of the year, December, November. These are the very manipulative months. Let's be very, very careful on the market, and let's all have a productive month, weeks. Let's all be profitable. Even if some are not profitable, I'm also not a rich forex trader. I'm not a rich forex trader, but I'm able to share this with you guys. I'm sharing my journey with people who are eager to learn, people who want the skill. I'm not saying I have the complete skill, but I'm sharing what I know and what I keep seeing happening on the market, because I'm hoping that I can also open someone's eye. For as much as someone opened my eyes, I will also like to open someone's eyes. That's it. Please subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and share with your friends. Please subscribe to our channel, help us grow as DL Capital FX, help us grow this channel, and please take it to 2,000 subscribers so we can, it's like you're giving us the motivation to keep on creating these videos for you guys. This is DL Capital FX. We are signing out. Please subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and share.
Excuse me? Hey, how you doing, man? My name is Vic. Hey, man, you win some and you lose some, but you gotta keep pushing. As long as your heart was in the right place, you can't control what somebody's reaction is. It had nothing to do with me. We didn't even have a conversation or talk, so there's no way that person had ill intent towards me personally. It's something that he dealing with that he gotta fix himself, so the right one is always on the way.